What's going on, YouTube? Sorry for this bump that's about to come. Brandon Lechuga here. Thought I'd make another quick video. I'm right now in my work vehicle, the Dodge Nitro, and if you don't know, I drive around for work all day, so this is my work vehicle. It is the Dodge Nitro. That is also be my project car. If you haven't checked that out, check out the videos. It's going to be completely custom. All the headliner, everything's getting redone. New radio, backup camera. I already did the new wheels, the new tires, and I also did the brake caliper. So if you haven't seen that video, check it out. Just thought I'd do a quick video really fast. I'll try to keep it short, try to keep it under 10 minutes. But the point of this video is, sorry, it's snowed here in Colorado, so the road's really bumpy right now and snow all over. But the point of this video is I want to touch base on leasing versus buying. So leasing a car or buying a car, which is better and why? There's pros and cons to both of them, but honestly, the best way to probably go would be to lease, and here's my reasons why. And there's only a few reasons why you would lease, and I'll touch on those really fast. So the main reason people lease is to test out a car, to see if they like it, one, and then you know, because after the lease is up, you know, you get usually like 36 months, you lease it, you give it back, and you have to pay the mileage if you go over a certain amount of mileage. So that's what a leasing car is. So yeah, basically, you know, you lease the car, you give it back, you don't keep it, it's not your vehicle, you're leasing it. So the pros is, you know, it's a lease, it's fully maintenance, fully covered. They usually take care of their vehicles because you're leasing it, you're not owning it. They'll usually do a package where when you lease it, you know, they'll change the oil. They'll give you like 3 or 4, maybe even 5 different oil changes. So, you know, that's 12,000 miles-ish around there, maybe 15. Now they take care of the oil. Also, when you're leasing it, you know, you can always give it back, and you know, you can't ding it up, you can't do stuff like that, but you know, it's a lease. It's not your car, it's theirs. So there's a lot of different things with it. So the pros, again, you know, they usually take care of the maintenance. Another pro is you usually have a lower monthly payment. Also, another pro would be that eventually, if you don't like the car, you get to give it back. So you're not stuck with a huge, you know, car that's $50,000 that you have to pay the whole $50,000 and you're stuck with it. So that's a few of the pros. The cons, there's a few cons. Like I was saying, if you go over on mileage, you know, you're gonna have to pay for every single mile that you go over. If you have a limit, you can only do that limit, and then after you go past that limit, you have to pay it back. So there's that. And I know my mom and dad, they've leased quite a few cars. My mom, she owns her own cleaning business, so she drives around a lot, and she never seemed to break that mileage. Oh, sorry about that. It's shaky. She never seemed to break that mileage, you know, so she never had a problem with going over by the time it was time to turn back in the car, or she either bought it, a lot of different things. But, you know, again, so mileage, if you go over, you're gonna have to pay for the mileage. 2, the biggest reason why people, I feel like, don't lease is because of the down payment. The down payment is usually between $3,000 to at least $8,000, depending on what car you get. I saw an ad the other day that said, lease our Mercedes-Benz for, it was like $899 a month after putting $10,000 down. I'm like, what? That's ridiculous. So it also goes off the value of the car, the price of the car. But normally, if you're doing a lease, you know, you put $3,000 down and your monthly payment's like $199 or $150, something like stupidly small for a brand new car. But it's also that down payment you have to put. A lot of people don't have the cash to just drop, you know, $3,000 here. Like, oh yeah, here's $5,000 for the lease, which is why people usually don't lease, and they buy, and then their monthly payment is usually $500 or $600. So, again, there's a lot of pros and cons in buying and leasing a car. And again, you know, if you buy a car, you're stuck with that car until it's usually paid off, or it's down enough to where you get your money back out of it, or you at least can pay off the loan if you got a loan. But my dad, we did the best thing, the best scenario we could for him. He actually bought a $60,000 truck. Yeah, it was the Ram Rebel. He bought it back in the beginning of 2017. It was brand new, showroom floor, Ram Rebel 2017, fully loaded, sunroof, everything. It's got the works. Actually, I think when it was said and done, it was a $65,000 truck, right? $65,000. But he's leasing it, and here's why he's leasing it. So, he's leasing it because, one, we went in there and I got him a really good deal on his trade-in. They gave him like $16,000 for his truck when Chevy was only going to give him, what was it? They got 16, yeah, and they were going to give him 12 at the other dealership. So I went to the Dodge dealer and I lied, which I shouldn't have done, but I'm like, yeah, they said they would give him $16,000 for his truck. They're like, oh, well, we'll meet that. We can match that easily. That's not a problem. So I'm like, great. First off, right there, we're getting $16,000 for his trade-in when originally he was going to get like 12. So it's a huge increase. And the other thing is, it was a Dodge dealership, so with it being a Dodge dealership, they're more likely to give you a little bit more money when you're trading in a vehicle that is a Dodge. And same with Chevy, so on and so forth. So any dealership that you take, like a Nissan to a Nissan, they'll usually give you more. So that being said, I was like, boom, right there, $16,000 off the ticket. Okay, we're looking great. We're looking good. So they took $16,000 off of 65, so that's quite a bit. Or it might have been like 15. So you're sitting at like what, 65, 15, 40,000? No, a little bit more. A little bit more than that. So like 45ish. Or 45ish. Ugh, 50. You're sitting at 50. Sorry, I cannot think today. I'm trying to drive to work and focus. But anyways, so yeah, now he's sitting at like 50,000, right? So then we did the rebate. There was a special rebate going on. You know, if you lease a vehicle, you get this much off. So there was the rebate, which was, I think it was like another 5,000 in the rebate. No, that's right. So when you leased a car, you got an extra 5,000 off. So you got an extra 5,000 off, which made him sit at 45, right? So now we're sitting at 45, which is pretty good. Not too bad for, you know, a brand new Rebel that was originally $65,000. So with the lease, there was a promo. If you lease the vehicle, you get an extra additional 5,000 off. So he got the additional 5,000 off, and then they were doing a promotion. There was a huge Dodge sale that was like, take an extra 6,000 off. So now we're sitting at, you know, 39,000. Not too bad. It's 39,000 for a brand new truck. So also, a key factor in the lease was, if he leases the car for 36 months, he has 0% interest. It's like 0.09. It's like practically no interest. He had no interest. So his monthly payment that he's paying on that truck, which is under $500 a month, again, this was a $65,000 truck. You have to remember that. $65,000. They didn't put any cash down. They didn't do any of that. They just did the trade-in. So his monthly payment was a little bit higher because he didn't put any cash down. But, you know, he had the trade-in, he had the rebates, he had both the rebates, he had the leasing rebate and the discount that they were doing for the promotion. So you take a $65,000 truck, and now you're sitting at $39,000 after taxes and everything, after sales. It's a great deal. So, like I said, then you factor in the pretty much no interest rate. So every payment you make, he's paying like $450 right now for a brand new $65,000 truck. $65,000 vehicle, you would not be getting that kind of payment. Trust me, I know. The GTR was even a little bit less than that after I put money down, and the payment is very big. But point of the story is, in this situation, leasing was a better option because, I'm trying to look at the time, I don't want to run too long. So leasing was the better option because, you know, it's going all towards principal. All the money's going straight towards the car payment. So by the time the 3 years is up, all he's going to have left to owe on the vehicle was $19,000. So from there, he can either give the vehicle back at $19,000 or he can keep it. He can refinance it through his credit union, which he has great, my dad has great credit. It's like in the 800s right now, close to the 800s. It's like it was like 798 or something like that, something ridiculous. My parents just bought their house, so they had to get their credit pulled, and she was bragging because I'm only at like I think it was like 730, and my parents are practically near 800. But point of the story is, he's gonna get a great interest rate no matter what, because the lease he only owes $20,000 left. It's gonna value still easily in the 40s, if not the 50s, by the time he refinances. So the fact that his debt on the car worth the value, you know, his value is up here, he only owes this much, it's going to help a lot. So the fact that, you know, he's got great credit, he's only going to owe like $19,000 left on the car, and when he buys that, and you know, when he buys the vehicle, that's it. You know, he's going to finance the rest of it through a bank. He's going to have a really small like payment. The payment should only be around maybe $250 a month, if that. So he's going to be looking really great. And the best part about it is all the money that he's invested in the car went to principal. So all of it, none of it really went to interest. I mean, now that he's going to finance it through a bank, he'll have a little bit of interest. But the fact of the matter is that he had the discount that Ram was giving. If you buy a Ram that month, you got a $6,000 discount. Also, if you leased it, you got another $5,000 off. And then he had his trade-in of $16,000, which Chevy was only going to give him, it was like $12,000. And then he has no interest right now. So he's got all these benefits off a $65,000 truck to make it $39,000. And all the money he's putting into that car monthly is straight to principal. So that's why sometimes it's better to lease than to buy, because when you buy on interest rates, and if you have a really high payment, if you don't put a lot of money down, if you're paying a lot for that car, say $60,000, $50,000, your payments are easily going to be in the 700s if you don't put more than $12,000 down. It's just a fact. It's just the way of life. So that's why sometimes it's better to lease the car, because not only are you going to be paying a really high expensive car payment for a $60,000 car, but also when you're buying it, you're probably going to get a worse interest rate than a promo when you lease. When you lease, you usually get a lot lower interest rate, and then, you know, if you don't like the car, you can give it back. Or if you like the car, then all the money you've already invested into the car, you know, you can get it refinanced for a really low price. So that's my reasons on why, you know, sometimes it's better to lease than to buy. And again, sorry this video is going a little bit long, but I just wanted to explain why it's not always a bad idea to lease if you plan on keeping the car, which my dad plans on keeping it. You know, this is his retirement truck. He wants to retire in a few years, so he's going to get it paid off in a few years, and he's still going to have a brand new truck to, you know, when they get their motor home and they want to travel around the United States, it's not going to be a problem. So this is why I personally believe it depends on the situation, to where leasing could be better than buying. But personally, I've always bought every single one of my cars. The Challenger I bought brand new. I haven't ever leased a car. So but it does make me think about leasing. But with leasing, you also have to buy brand new. So there's a lot of pros and cons. But if you're thinking about it, it's something to look into. Really make sure if you're going to lease, they're doing a promotion, so you get the best, so it benefits you as much as possible, especially with like the interest rate or their discounts or their promos. Always take advantage of it. So if you haven't checked out my channel, check out my channel. I do a lot of different videos. I do videos from repairing cars to working on cars to modifying cars to my opinions on cars. So check it out. I really like to do it all. I do home remodels and stuff. There's a few videos of home remodeling, but this is more of a car channel, so I really don't try to do that as often. But yeah, check out my channel, and thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, and let me know what I could do better. Thank you. Have a good day.